And hello and welcome to the live stream.
Is this our fourth?
Fifth, I believe.
Wow.
So I don't know if there's anybody watching yet, but we're going to just start talking a little bit about what's going on in the shop.
What's going on in the shop?
Fill us in.
A lot of nothingness on the Hummer, just because it's all wiring, which sucks. And then I had to do a tractor for a buddy, so I split a 274 Massey. I have that back together again. And the LS is still waiting to get fired, but it's right there. And the exhaust shop is still going to come back and fix their screw up. So that's where we're at.
I'm looking forward to going for a ride in the Hummer.
The Hummer? It's not as enjoyable as you think. It's very loud. It's very uncomfortable. It's not practical.
If the Silverado is so good, the Hummer can only mean better.
That's true.
By pure logic, bigger is better.
I think, the Silverado's longer, but
Yeah.
the Hummer's probably heavier. Yeah, but I'm sure it is.
Do you think you could parallel park it?
The Hummer?
Yeah.
It needs like 40 acres to turn around, so you could parallel park it. That would be a good video because it would take literally 12 turns.
Let's not do it out in the street, but you could set up some posts in the yard and show what it takes to parallel park a Hummer.
So yeah, other than that, we've got our car, a race car. Figuring out how to unveil that, how to do that, but we're not doing a whole lot with the car just yet until all the other projects are kind of buttoned up.
I understand you guys are going with a paint design circa early Fast and the Furious with a sticker decal.
Yes, like a lightning bolt, like
colors,
a head going through, yeah.
Giant spoilers.
Giant spoiler.
I think there was going to be fender vents.
We're going with something
vents,
different though, like
roof vents.
usually it's low or like the muscle look is the back up. We're going with front up, back down.
That makes sense.
I think so.
That makes sense.
Yeah, other than that.
Well, we can head over to DriveTribe. We can do that.
Yeah. I actually, I haven't had a chance to take a look at these yet.
Yeah, I never get a chance to look on here either.
You have an office job. You literally do nothing all day.
That may be so, but I've also got filters from being able to look at everything all day that all I can do is look at the government sites.
Okay. You can see government surplus?
The government surplus, yeah, the school buses for sale and everything.
We almost bought a bus. Aaron doesn't know that. We almost, Hoogie and I were bidding on a bus yesterday. Not really bidding.
But this is also the second bus we tried to get that we failed to get.
It was a 98 Orion 2, which is like a handicap 14-passenger bus. But 5.9 Cummins converted over to natural gas.
Yeah.
And that kind of stopped me because it's an expensive system, but it's not that desirable because the range isn't very good on it.
Air ride, though.
But the air ride was front and back suspension that were independent of each other too. So you can go up, you can go down, or you can tilt either way.
Front
so that
back,
was pretty
side
cool.
to side.
Yeah, but it was also front wheel drive, which was not good. Yeah, so. But it would have been cool. I basically put my bid in and then I went back to work and like if I get it, I get it. If not, I don't want to bid too high on it. So we didn't get the bus, but someday we will buy a bus.
I'm just going to go public with this. Cause I don't know if there's anybody watching at this point.
Okay. You can't tell? Or there's just no questions coming up?
Yeah, no, nobody's watching. Right
Okay.
So, we are live in public.
Hello, YouTube. Everybody.
Let's see here. We're just going to go through DriveTribe right now.
Yeah, we had a really good response to our little video of Show Us Your Projects. And
this one's from David Allen.
Yeah, nice pick. I love the patina. I love the truck, but I
What is that, a 54 Chevy truck?
54? I respect that you're going back to original, but from driving the Fleetmaster, it's not as awesome or appealing as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Just that, and the only reasons for that is it's really slow, with the 3-speed. It really like 80k an hour or 50 miles an hour is about top speed.
You feel every bump, every curve in the road.
Yeah, but I hope you. Yeah, I definitely never take it on the highway type of thing. It's scary then, but I love the fact that everything's original except for that rad. But yeah, beautiful track. I love it.
And
Heavy Chevy.
It's like your old truck.
Nice. Yeah, I had that exact truck. Regular cab, long box. What year is that one? I had a 91 that I bought for $500. I painted it, and then it's always smoked when you first started it. So I went to do valve seals on it, and I pulled the valve covers off, and there was a perfect indentation of the rockers built inside carbon. And I tried chiseling it out, and it was so rock hard that I'm like, there's no point in saving this engine. I just put the valve cover back on again. I think I did do the valve seals on it.
Yeah, I remember every time you did an oil change for me, you just took my oil and
Yeah.
dumped it over
I had 2 4-liter jugs in the under the hood, and I drove about 2 minutes. One song down the road was the shop, so I'd have enough time to listen to one song on the radio, and I'd be at work, and I'd go through about 8 liters of oil a week. And the whole, like, there was like a whole black outline where I parked the truck in the driveway, and it was just oil, because the oil was like, it leaked so much, the whole bottom of the truck was caked in oil.
Thank goodness, if environmentalists are watching this, which I don't see any guys.
Oh, it gets better.
Or anything.
It gets better. I started dating this girl, and I always parked facing towards my house, and I started dating her in February, and I thought, oh, she's coming over to watch a movie, so turned the truck around, backed into the parking spot. There was a carport in front of the old house, yeah. And then she showed up with a DVD, and I broke, so I don't have a fancy DVD player way back, so I had to go back to the movie store and get a VHS, and then I drove her Sunfire and parked it in front of my truck, and I said, I'm going to leave the keys in it because nobody's going to steal your car, don't worry about it. And then we went to go see the movie. So about halfway through the movie, it got cold in the house, like a draft went through, so I'm like, okay, I'll run upstairs and grab a blanket. So I come back downstairs, and I see flames shooting out the wheel well on my truck. I'm like, holy shit, my truck's on fire. And I was always sarcastic, so she's like, okay, I don't know what that means, but
funny wrench.
yeah, whatever. I'm like, help me, my truck's on fire. So the poor girl, she's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, get your car out of the way, I gotta push it away from the house, because the house wasn't insured at the time. And then so she hopped in. Because I left the keys in it, she was able to back the car out right away, and poor girl, I'm pushing this truck that's on fire towards her. And then basically, as soon as I got it away from the house and it wasn't going to light the tree on fire, all the tires popped. The front 2 tires popped. The window shattered out of it. Yeah.
And if you ever need motivation, just push a flaming car at somebody.
Yeah.
And they will just go
and I thought that
way.
she would last because, she helped me push even. After she got her car out of the way, 2 of us on the tailgate, she goes, is it going to explode? I said, no, probably not. But his truck looks way nicer than what mine ended up as. That's really cool. With the
it's got 12.
Looks super proud
12 valve in it. No, that's awesome. I love the color of the 12 valve too.
Well, it looks like he won a trophy on it too, and he's super proud. And that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So here's what he said about it. It's a 1 year in the making project. Started out in my previous build of the '93.
Okay, so right.
It was a IFS, did I say that right? Worn out 7.4 gas truck, installed 79 Snow Fighter, Dana 60, 97 second Gen 12.
Nice, 4500.
MB 4500.
Nice. No, that's beautiful. You're gonna enjoy that one for decades. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's in 72 Pontiac.
Le Mans.
French.
Where's the LS? Keep going. I want pictures of the LS.
bought it. Same place.
Very nice color. I like the red and the white.
See, that's the one thing I really don't like about the old cars is the vinyl tops.
Yeah, my Firebird had a vinyl top. They look awesome, but the moisture underneath. But if he's in the right state, then no worries.
Yeah.
Very
There
cool.
it is.
So you didn't keep going.
2004 LM7.
Yeah,
400 motor taken out.
looks like it. They all look the same though, whether it's 350, 400. Nice.
A little lighter.
I painted it. Pontiac blue. Cheater.
I like that.
It does fit nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Is
I
that
want to
where
see
it's
that on the road. Right?
yeah,
That's the end of it.
so that's the end of it. Don't stop here. You got to keep going. The wiring is kind of tricky, but just lt1swaps.com. Just follow it. Book a week off work and get her done.
This was in Alberta. 62 Chevy C10.
Isn't that the truck you wanted that year?
Something like that, yeah. Actually, now that I've seen the 57, I got my heart set on the 57.
You know what's
Very
funny about
cool.
the front of these trucks? How the headlights were basically right above the bumper, and the MTO is only catching up to that now that the headlights are getting too high on the trucks, and the trucks are too high, and you can't
Yep.
have the lights right in your face. That they're telling the manufacturers to lower the headlights again.
Oh, yeah. Nice, lot of work. Ooh, very nice.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
That one will turn heads for sure.
This one's in Phoenix.
Oh, beautiful.
74. 360 auto.
I gotta wonder. He's in Phoenix, so what is really bad shape of a car in Phoenix versus a really bad shape car in Canada?
I think really bad in Canada is that blue first gen that we got some hate over. Fix it. When you can stick your whole hand through the frame.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
Drive it like
anywhere.
the Flintstones car.
Yeah, what's the bus? I want the
I'm intrigued by
bus.
the bus.
That's awesome.
We need a bus.
56 GM
Oh,
PD 4104 camper.
nice.
Bigger than 12 valve. 671 Detroit.
Yeah. Beautiful. I seen really nice. I seen one of those going down the road, all done up beautiful with like a matching car trailer behind it. Vintage car trailer, and then I think it had somewhere I saw a vintage car behind that yet.
Well, pretty sure this has been driving bands around at concerts and everything
Yeah.
for years too. The way it looks
Nice.
swanky.
An International KS6. Leaving what I can original, but it was customized when I bought it. So
Oh, okay.
might be a daily driver now.
Nice. So somebody else's abandoned project. And that's alright.
That's
You got a good deal on
nice
it.
daily driver.
Yeah, very
We
cool.
have the license plates sealing up all the holes.
Yeah. Awesome. The shiny toolbox has to go. Sorry.
I think you might have to replace the side window there too. It's not necessarily the safest. It was just a
Nice.
giant wedge of broken glass sticking up.
Awesome. Hardwood floor. Beautiful.
License plate.
Yeah, yeah.
International. Nice. So we got a few people watching now. If you guys have any questions, just throw them up. We'll try to get some. Not a 12 valve.
That's okay. Some stuff should not get a 12. What is it? It's not Firebird.
Le Mans?
Is it Firebird? No.
It's Le Mans.
That's Le Mans. Okay.
Yeah.
because the grill's exactly the same. I automatically went to Firebird because I had a 68. Bought that, drove that for a few years. That's actually how I met Rick. I actually broke down in the parking lot and popped the hood, and Rick stopped to help. So nice,
Satellite.
beautiful.
Oh, is that a black on black car?
This is as far as he is right now.
Looks like it
Just
is.
got this.
That's a black on black on black. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, very cool.
There's ours. I just threw that up just to get things going.
Yeah.
98 Chevy 2500 4x4 LB7 Duramax.
Nice.
Does it weird you out that cars from when we were teenagers are now being restored?
Yeah, that's
Makes
okay.
me feel old.
I love it.
Yeah.
So it's the paint. He's saying.
He's just ready
I don't
for
have any
paint.
tips for Frank's single stage.
Yeah, he's single stage metallic. Charcoal
Paint's really tricky because it keeps changing, and the different climates and climates and different humidities and all that plays a big factor. But when I sprayed single stage metallic, first time I did it, I got a really nice smooth paint, and then all the aluminum flakes sagged in the paint into runs. So it's a lot of little coats. Like you want to put a thicker coat on, but it's a lot of little dusting. So, but you have to check out your paint and go to. I'm sure that whatever paint you buy, if you go to the actual manufacturer's website, they'll have the tips for you. I don't see why they wouldn't. So.
That's pretty cool. Corvette with
So
Style
in
Master
Ohio.
body on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, this one's cool. He's putting the 48 Style Master Sport Coupe on 48 Corvette.
Oh, that's awesome.
That'd be a super fun car.
Yeah. Nice. Same splash guards as the Fleet Master. That's a 48, yeah, because the Fleet Master's a 48 too, yeah. Nicer rims.
Way to go with
Nice.
the modern suspension.
Yeah, yeah. You won't regret that.
Be drivable.
It's still, like, the Fleet Master's still perfect for the guy that bought it.
Yeah.
It's just not what I would do. Is that how he got it? That's not how it is right now. Wow, that's a lot of work. That's how she is on the living room floor watching TV, stripping, stripping off the cover and label each wire B74. It's like bingo.
Nice steering wheel and wheels on there.
Yeah, love it. Nice shot.
Where's this guy located?
Crestline, Ohio, not too far.
Yeah.
For him to drive to us.
Let's see what else. I think we got one more here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a field find.
Nice. That's the exact. That's 56. We were gonna do we had a 57 offered to us, so oh, very nice. And then we have a 58 that's coming into the shop with the guy that owns the Hummer has a 58 that he's got an LS into too. One out of a SS cop car engine.
That's cool.
That one should do it. Ooh, nice 4VT, beautiful. Very nice. Yeah, I really want to do the oh, beautiful dash.
Oh, those things are so expensive.
Yeah, that's okay. I want to use HP tuners, just an iPad for the dash on the Audi. You know, you're gonna plug it and take it with you and study it too. Yeah.
That works.
What's that? What? Oh.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh well. Who was watching?
Alright.
What's the questions?
We got some questions here. Let's see. Just gotta minimize this. Alright. No, we're not looking at stuff we're buying at the moment. This is all just viewers' builds.
Yeah. We have way too much in the shop already, so between the GTO, Silverado's pretty well done. Just gotta like buff the paint, small stuff like that now. But I got the Commander, I got the 48 convertible. What else?
GTO.
Yeah, GTO was first. I put that first, especially for you, Huey.
Okay, start again.
The GTO.
Yeah.
The Commander.
Yeah.
And the 48 Fleetmaster. I really don't need any more projects.
Yeah.
Other than a Germax and an old 57 pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost embarrassed because wife has a car. I got the Tahoe, Silverado. I got the convertible, the Commander. That's 5.
Well, there's the
And the GTO.
the Mercury Topaz race car.
Yes. Yes. So, and the race cars. We got 7 cars. I can only drive one at a time. Not good.
That's a dream though. Go out every day and like
Seven
That
days
one.
of the week. So 69 Pontiac GTO, right hand drive, owned for 35 years. Nice. I worked on that 169 of Grant's in the shop. Got to drive it. That was beautiful.
Did GM make a right-hand drive GTO, or did they have to convert that over in Australia?
I don't know.
Because I know a lot of Ford stuff went over there. as
GM
right-hand drive.
PMD. Did you convert that to right hand drive, or did it come that way?
Right-hand drives, they're so much fun. So much fun to drive.
Yeah, we can make a video on wiring the fuse box on the LS swap. Really, there is not too much. There's a fuse for. So what we did was we just took we went to the scrapyard and got a row of fuses from a transport truck. It was a Freightliner, I think, and it's neat because each individual fuse clicks to the next one, and then it's got the wires poking out the back. So get new spade connectors for, and you can get them at any parts store. And then the fuses, so you can put as many or as few together as you want. And I believe you just need one relay to turn on the fuse box. And then if you have, because it's really heavy wiring already, it's like 10 gauge from the transport truck. It's just a fuse for the fuel pump, which we don't need because we are doing the Mercedes. And you got to keep in mind that we're doing it a little different than most, so our build won't be exactly like your guys's because the Mercedes was already fuel injected, so the pump is already on its own, and the fans are on their own already. It already had electric fans. So we're moving the sensors from the Mercedes that turn on the fans onto the LS engine, and so us showing you how to do our fuse box isn't the same as how you would do your fuse box, because you just need a fuse for the fans, a relay and a fuse for the fuel pump, a fuse for the computer, and I think that's it, and then a relay for the fuel pump and a relay to turn on the fuse box, and that's about it. But LT1swap.com shows exact slow pictures of this is how the fuse boxes go. This is where you buy it, like $4 at parts store service or something like that, and auto part, whatever, American parts store.
Well, that's why everyone loves the LS swaps, because they're so easy.
Yeah. So we will. I guess I'll make a point to go over it, but ours won't be the same as what you would need, unfortunately. So.
Six, 7 power strokes.
So
What do you think? What do you think about those?
the best power stroke compared to the 6 and the 6.4. There is still it's still a very complicated engine, and it's a very involved engine. So and just like anything new, it's great when it's running great. It has the most power of all the diesels, but when it breaks, it is expensive and it will break the bank. So the best place to go for that actually is powerstrokehelp.com. and just go. He's got a video, which power stroke should I buy? It's a great little summary of all the power strokes, and his opinion on the power strokes is much more educated than mine because I don't have enough experience on the 6.7s actually, but they are much better than the previous two models. I just wish that, you know, that head gaskets and EGR coolers and that they would just build it right from the factory, put some studs in it as it leaves the line, and every friggin' part of the engine has a sensor on it except for the EGR cooler. Yeah. So just one little sensor in it to say, hey, I'm sensing some coolant in here, shut her down or you're going to break. Yeah. But they don't.
And the biggest thing about the 6.7s is, you know, everybody says this. Some people say cucumbers taste better pickled.
That's right.
So that
converted here in Australia, nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
So if you're reading this too, I would definitely love it if you would put up pictures of that and the job that you did on the DriveTribe. That would be really cool to see.
Yeah, head over to DriveTribe if you have a chance. We got a new one there, so actually what we'll do.
Oh, Durham.
Answer this question here. How about diesel Mercedes?
There's one at the wreckers there, but I'm pretty sure the engine's seized. So.
I don't know why you do a swap because there's so many Mercedes with diesels already.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
This truck's in Durham.
Nice.
They got hit with a bad tornado there a couple years ago.
Picture.
Nice.
Nice.
The comments from the LS too, or the Mercedes, saying don't do that. It's such a beautiful, rare car. It's rare in Canada, but it's not in Europe. There's lots of them.
Yeah.
So it's the way I put it is, it's like somebody getting upset in Germany that they're putting a Mercedes diesel in a Chevy Malibu. Like, why would you do that? It's such a rare car.
Yeah, Fox Body Mustang.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
That hurts.
It's such a rare car.
Oh.
Did you know that there's only 10 of them in Germany and you have the nerve to put a Mercedes diesel in it?
There's got to be like 20 in Dunville alone.
Yeah. Probably more.
Ever do any diesel muscle swaps?
No. Actually, the only swaps that I've done are what's on the channel. So, it's funny because when we said, are we going to join the race? And everybody, or one of the comments was, no, don't do it, stick to your roots. But I'm like, what are my roots? Because I went from construction to mechanics, got my license, and then went back to construction because I wanted to build my house. And then went back to mechanics because I was getting too busy doing heavy equipment. And then as soon as I started the YouTube channel, I basically just did the Tahoe. And I was educated enough in doing that swap because I did the Silverado.
But road course racing is part of your roots too. Because we did that at the Toronto Motorsports.
Right.
And the Autodrome before that got closed.
Right. So I think my roots is just jumping in with both feet and doing whatever comes through the door, really. And that's what it comes down to. But every swap that I've ever done has been on the YouTube channel other than the original Silverado. And I made a bunch of videos of that, and then they accidentally got deleted on the computer there. I won't say who it was, but it wasn't me.
Are you looking at me?
No, it's Nancy, but I don't know if she's watching or not. So.
What's your opinion about the LS swaps? Is it easier than a diesel turbo?
No, actually, I'm finding the LS is a lot more involved than the diesel is. The tuning is complicated. The wiring is a lot more complicated. And I'm not afraid of the challenge. And originally we were deciding, like, the owner of the Mercedes just wanted 450 horse, and that's easily doable without a turbo. But I said, if we're gonna do it, let's do it all in and put a turbo on it too. Not the fact that it's not complicated to get a turbo to work, but it is complicated enough to put it in a smaller car like that, make it look professional, and have it functional.
A lot of re-engineering.
Yeah, where it would have been running and moving down the road, and probably for a lot less money too. Yet
with just an LS.
with just an LS. But yeah, I wanted a good challenge, and it's definitely a challenge. So
I think you try the Bugatti way sometime with an LS in the front and an LS in the back, and have them both working in conjunction together.
it's pretty.
Coming soon from DEBOSS Garage.
Every project I do, I'm like, this is the most awesome build I've ever done, and then before I'm even finished, somebody else comes up with another idea and say, can you build this? I'm like, this is the most amazing job I've ever done. And now the race car is the most amazing, the coolest thing I've ever done. So
Is the race car going to have NOS? Because I guess
no,
at least
you
1,000
can't.
horse.
You can't. No.
But I want to hit the buttons.
I can give you buttons, but they're not going to do anything.
I can pretend.
We can. Yeah. So it's pump gas and street tires. So
John likes the 6.0.
yeah, and the 6.0 is so okay. And again, we're getting back to the Ford thing and back to this engine's the best and that's the best, and they're fine. The 6.0 has been around so long now that everybody knows what fails on it, and there's a good way to build it and have it reliable. My biggest problem with Ford was, like, I was working in the shop when these first were coming out, and I was hearing the horror stories, and we didn't know how to fix them because they were brand new. So a customer spends 50 grand on a truck, 60 grand on a truck, and within like 50,000 kilometers, it's spewing out a head gasket or things are failing, and there's no fix for them other than throw $8,000 at it by rebuilding it and then having it go again. So Ford is not stupid, and the engineers from International are not stupid, and they can look at it, and there's computers to say this has a tensile strength of this, and the vibrations of this will only guarantee that this won't break until a certain amount, and they willingly let them go that way without any real fix to it. If they did the proper testing on it and they say, well, we're going to go through head gaskets, then just stud it right off the factory and save everybody the money. But they didn't do that. And then and I know the emissions thing were in a way where it didn't pass again, so they came out with a 6.4, but even still, Ford won't put anything that's not OEM back in the engine. So if your head gaskets go, you take it to the Ford dealership, they'll put new head bolts in it and then tell you good luck, and it's going to happen again. So now, sure, if you can pick up a 6.0 dirt cheap because they have a horrible reputation, and if you can do it in your garage and check out powerstrokehelp.com, you can build a good engine, and you can laugh at all the 5.9 guys and all the Duramax guys because you will pull more than they will. But a lot of people got screwed in those first 5-10 years when they didn't know how to fix them, and a good buddy of mine was one of them who had his truck in the shop more than he was driving it, and at the end of it, he bought his truck twice, once right off the lot, and back when you're first starting out and you're becoming self-employed and your biggest expense is a truck. He had a landscaping company, and you pay 40 grand for a truck, and you pay another 40 grand to keep it running, and at the end of that, Ford says he wanted to trade it in. They did all the work themselves, and they would not buy the truck off them, say we don't even want to give you anything for it. And that's what pisses me off about the Power Strokes. It's not that, yes, you can make a reliable engine, and now we know exactly what went wrong and you can fix it, but a lot of people got screwed over those first 5-10 years, and that's what gives me the hatred for it. I didn't have a Power Stroke, but I know a lot of people who did and lost a lot of money in the process. So
Josie loves the Cummins Silverado. He's 14. You have my dream vehicle. Love angry guys.
And angry eyes, the
headlights.
Yeah, the headlights. Yeah, so that's why I put them on the Tahoe too. Thanks for that. It's my dream truck too. I'm smiling every time I drive it. It turned out really, really good. I'm happy that everything kind of came together for that. So
it's an awesome truck. I want to go down a mud road that isn't maintained by the county. One of those ones right in spring that's just all mud.
You want to do that as soon as I got the truck. And I'm like, no,
if
you're
you
not.
want to see a video of Rich
No.
driving down, like it and send him a message.
All right.
He won't anyways.
Well, whatever. I said for 500 likes, I proved that I was gonna drive, that I could drive, and that video is coming out. We'll be shooting that one in the next couple weeks. Yeah, so looking forward to that. So yeah.
Which is better, diesel mechanics or automotive?
So when I went to school, and when I'm talking about experiences, there was 40 people in my Common Core class. So we had an apprenticeship, which is 9,000 hours, and then you had 3 terms of school, 2 months each. And the first year was Common Core, and the auto guys, the tractor guys, like the farm equipment, and the heavy truck guys were all in the same class. 32 were going for automotive, 6 were going for truck and coach, and me and one other guy were going for farm equipment. So if you want a job, you will always have a job in the diesel world. In the off-road sector, the automotive is a lot of brake jobs and oil changes, and so are the transport trucks. A lot of the transport trucks, the on-road trucks, have million-mile warranties, so anything engine-wise ends up going back to dealer, and you'll be hunched over doing brakes and oil changes, and that's it. But if you go in farm equipment, there's something different every day. A lot of cool, innovative stuff coming out in the farm field with GPS, all the different technologies coming out with planting and crop equipment. If you want something challenging, go into the off-road equipment and you'll never be out of work. If you can get in with Caterpillar, they pay very, very well, and you won't regret that. So.
Mike asks, it would be hard to do a front end swap for a 2001 Chevy Silverado and swap it with a 2003 front end.
Didn't you do that?
Yeah, so that's what I did, and it is absolutely simple. It's I don't know if it's the rad support, maybe the rad support, the fenders and the hood and the grill, and that's it. And bolt it back on, take you out in the afternoon.
You did that on which truck?
Well, the Tahoe, that one still had the 03. It's like an 03.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even though it was an 04. Yeah. Yeah, so very easy. If you can find a truck, and I didn't even paint the Tahoe, and then that's the Silverado front end on the Tahoe, matches perfect.
So that's the same as the 2001 and the 03 front, yeah. Okay. What happened to the truck you brought to Roadkill Nights?
It's
RT Baker.
Yeah.
So, real sad story about that one. It belonged to a customer, and they have it now. So we don't get to see it as often.
No, so that's the truth. It still does not have reverse. His driveway is on a big slant. He drives it everywhere. So if you want to see it, it is in Welland, Ontario, and the guy owns a fry truck, and he told me twice where it is, and I'm not sure where it is, but he uses the truck as a showpiece, and it works very well. He parks the truck in front of the fry truck, and everybody knows the fry truck from RT Baker. So, unfortunately, wait, let me text them.
It's by the police station in Welland.
Yeah?
It's in that area there, yeah. Right
Okay.
by that, right down the road where that bowling alley is.
Let me text them, and I'll get you the address, and that's where it is. But anyway,
he has theft insurance.
he's had multiple offers to buy it, and still doesn't have reverse. There's still no communication between the OBD reader and the computer. But yeah, it's alive and well.
Where are we racing? Is it in Flamborough?
I will be racing at Toronto Motorsports Park in Cayuga. We're hashing out the details for that, but the race car that we're building will be at that track multiple times. And we are trying to work out the details on having an open house at one sponsor, which will hopefully be finalized next week. We have a meeting with them next week, and then it will also be at multiple events at the Toronto Motorsports Park, which has CSCS. Is it CSCS?
Yeah, the Canadian Sport Compact Series, the Nitro Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super guy. So it's Uli Berry, I think is his name. Uli Berry is the owner of Toronto Motorsports Park, who is a professional driver who's going to help us set up the car and also teach us how to drive it. So it's really cool.
Drive it more. We know how to drive. We just need to go a little that extra step.
you think we can drive, and then you get in with somebody who does it for a living. I think it takes 12 years to learn how to drive an Indy car.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not something that you just pick up. It's, yeah.
I don't know.
So.
GTO, when's the next... What's happening with the GTO? Maybe John can tell us about the GTO.
I would love to drive that GTO soon. Warm weather's here.
It is. The thing is, I was under the understanding that I was going to do the metal work and be done with it, and then it was off to a body shop. The thing is that no body shop wants to block the car, so I'm stuck blocking the car. So I have to get the LS done, get it running and moving for that paying customer, and then the GTO is next. So it won't be, you'll see it in the next couple weeks again, actually in about a month probably.
Yeah.
The Aaron grinded all the welds off on the inside, and he's got to sand the inside of the car. We'll be painting the inside. I just have a tiny bit of welding to do on the top corners by the windshield, and just a corner of the trunk lid, and then all the welding's done.
Yeah, and this has been a real slow build from the start. I think we're 3 years now.
That'll be 3 years.
Because there was a lot of learning Rich wanted to do. And the other part, too, is neither of us make any money for this. So we have to save up, save time, work on it. But every other project that comes in there is priority. Because this is mine and Rich's car, not a customer's or anyone else's.
Yeah, and keep in mind that I have a family, too. Things get a lot more hectic. I got 2 little ones and a wife that still need attention to. So and I'm gonna say that too. Between 5 and 7, I don't pick up the phone. I hang out with the girls in the morning, have breakfast with them, bring them to daycare, and then they're home at 5, and I'm with them until they go to bed. And then depends what we're doing for the night. I usually go back in the shop then. But even still, it's not like it was 5 years ago, where it's just work, and I call my wife and say, yeah, I left at 6 this morning, I won't be home till 9 tonight. That doesn't happen anymore.
Well, no, you're a family guy, and you want to be...
Yeah, well, they grow up fast, and I'm not going to miss that just for more work. I realize that there will always be work. There's more work, and when you think that everything's a rush, doesn't matter, because there's just another rush after that. So we're pacing it. We will be driving it this year, but the LS still has to be done first. So.
How come we haven't dropped the diesel?
I think
that's
sacrilegious. I think that is worse than the Mercedes. I don't know. even people. One of the customers that I have, the guy with the motorhome, he had a '67 GTO, and he became straight LS guy. And he said, I had a '67 GTO, and I just couldn't bring myself to put an LS in it, so I just sold it and bought a different GTO and put an LS in that. Because just the '67 is just, I don't know.
It's not a Fox body Mustang. GTOs are actually rare cars, especially '67s.
Yeah. So
why not put a big fiberglass spoiler up the back? And
if we had
undercar lights and neon and
right, and if it was like something that we found in a field for $200 or whatever, that's fine. But we paid enough for it because the engine was all redone, all the brakes and everything are all there with it. So buying that, I can't take something perfectly good and throw it away just because I want something cool. It doesn't make financial sense. So yeah, it's going back to original.
Although if somebody else came through the doors and said, I have a '67 GTO, I want you to put a diesel in it.
Yeah, sure.
They're paying.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, bring me a GTO and I'll put a diesel in it.
You ever restore the second gen Dodge Ram?
Ooh, I'm curious about your answer on this.
What do you think? No. Why not?
I don't think you like the second gen Rams.
No, it's not that I don't like them.
Are those the ones with the steering wobble? The death wobble? Am I gonna upset people?
So no, it's fine. The thing is that it's a resto. It's a restore. It's back to original.
What do you do? How do you make that different?
Yeah, I kind of want to. Our YouTube channel is kind of about doing something unique and cool. And like our Fleet Master, we brought that back to original. It got no views, no love whatsoever. And I'm sure the second gen Dodge would, but again, when I'm done, it's just something that already existed, and there's a couple 100,000 of them out there. And I love the look of them. I like the trucks. It's just it doesn't excite me. Not like putting it in taking the guts out and putting it in something else. So.
I was thinking about going to college.
Local
Going to the local Ford dealership after I graduate college.
Just to scope out what crap they're putting out, or what? Like, what does that mean? You gonna work there? Or you gonna
Go there and point out everything they're doing wrong, and hope they'll give you a job to fix it.
Just don't watch our channel while you're at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You ever consider getting back into building pole barns?
Yeah, so I usually do one a year just to get out of the shop for a bit. This year's becoming really busy, and I quoted one for the Wreckers that sponsors us now, Tuesday, yeah. So I quoted it. I don't think I have enough time to build it this year. We might build it next year. I really do like just getting out of the shop, smelling some sawdust, getting the grease off my hands, and it's a peaceful thing for me. It's basically we're putting trusses up, or we're just marking trusses, or we're just doing one thing generically for pretty well the day. I can shut my head off for a while, and I do really enjoy the pole barns.
The engineering you did with the cables too, from the top to the bottom, that was super smart.
Yeah.
Why you never patented that?
So, maybe we'll do a video of all the barns I built, because they were all kind of unique too. They were some. I have some pretty. I have one that a guy saw in a picture of a magazine, said, "Can you build me this?" And I just copied it, and yeah, it turned out really nice. So maybe we'll do that.
Is that the one from Cosmo?
Cosmo?
The barn from the Cosmo magazine?
Can you put a turbo on a 5.3 Vortec?
No, that's impossible. 5.3s do not handle turbos good at all. You should just stay away from that. I don't know what that means.
You could do a lot of things if you have more money.
Do you watch the channel? I don't know.
How much?
Check out the LS build.
How much would it cost me to put a 12 valve Cummins in my truck myself?
So about $5,000 in materials. I don't know what truck, I don't know what tranny, I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, you can pick up a Cummins for a couple grand, adapter plate for $1,500 with a flywheel and a transmission controller. If you're sticking with an automatic, set you back about $5,000. A lot of little fittings and hoses and adaptions and steel to make everything work, and then all your fluids on top of that and alignment. So about $5,000 for that, and then about 100 hours of your time. So make sure that you have that set aside too.
What are your thoughts on GM 454?
Not much experience. I don't have. Do you know anything about them?
Wasn't that in the new Hummers, the H2s?
No, the 454. I think that was the 8 liter or the 8 something. I don't even know. But I don't think they handle beefing them up at all. They're good stock. They're not fun to play with. The 5.3s and the 4.8s are actually a lot more fun to screw around with and boost. So.
What's your opinion on Jake brakes for the ladies?
You want to take this one?
I have no idea who's even asking.
Jake brakes for the ladies. Jake brakes are great.
Ladies love them.
Yeah. I don't know. I have never.
What do you think about Jake brakes for the ladies?
I've seen them on a 5.9 Cummins, but I never. That was way back when I was still at the shop. A guy came in with Jake brakes on a 5.9, but I think all it does is choke off the exhaust. But it does sound cool.
John says I'm a Ford guy, so that's why I was thinking.
He was going to the dealership?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nice. No, if you, by all means, you'll learn a lot and stay up to date with all the new stuff. Ford is very innovative with a lot of their stuff. So the EcoBoost and all that, the twin turbo setups and all that, you'll they do some neat stuff. So dive in both feet, give her.
race truck.
Josh Van Dick somewhere. What would be a cool truck?
Will you ever make a diesel race truck?
Probably not, because I'm still more of a practical guy. It's one of these things where when you get into that, it's an addiction. You do it all, like, basically just build a truck, spend thousands of dollars on it, and just go for the weekend. Weekends I want to stay home.
Yeah,
and
it becomes a money pit too. Anytime a racing just becomes a money pit.
So I got into conversions to save fuel as a daily driver, not to like get the longest pull or the hardest pull. So probably not. Sorry.
VE rotary pump or P7100?
P7100. There's a lot more you can do with that. Just keep throwing more fuel at it. Very straightforward. There's only so much you can do with the VE, and actually just the fuel pin and the governor springs wake it up a little bit, but nothing like a P71 can do. So
Mighty Mo Excavating.
nice. No, I don't. I'll have to check you guys out.
454s with.
Hey, Mighty Mo Excavating, do you have a fairly new Mini X? I want to make a video on that. So if you guys do, set us up, and we'll do a review on your excavator for you. Let me know where you guys are. Head over to DEBOSSgarage@gmail.com and give me your info. Maybe we can work something out. Because, yeah, we want to do a video on some heavy equipment reviews. So.
Yeah, so the 74.
Oh, right.
96 to
Okay, yeah.
I think I can put a turbo in, just a turbo whistle.
Yep.
Yeah, what's a turbo on Mercedes 5.3? Do you know that?
76 millimeter. It's I forget now. It's a Denma package. That's thanks to Matt from Sloppy. That's his kit, actually. So.
I need help finishing my 05 3500 Chevy cab chassis. Need some Canadian help. Where in Canada are you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a lot of that where it's like, can you finish my project? And that's okay. We don't mind.
Yeah, send us an email.
Yeah. But I'm booked till about this time next year. So, hope you're not in a rush.
Hope we keep it word. I found a GTO on Craigslist.
Buy it and bring it.
Yep.
Buy it and bring it with a comment.
So, I have a 5.9 VE if you want. We'll make it work.
Yeah, do it.
7 comments. Would you do a delete on it or wait until the warranty?
I'd wait until warranty's over. A couple guys that got bit that way because it gives them an excuse to not do anything. So I'd wait till warranty's up. Sorry.
Yes, I have lots of equipment, mini excavators, bulldozers.
No,
Close season Cambridge.
oh yeah.
Oh, that is super close.
Yeah. We can figure something out. Tow it all the way home. What's your new? We need a tight Mini X with sharp teeth on it. Let me know if you got something. Okay.
Yeah.
We're caught up.
We're all caught up.
Oh,
You
nice.
guys got more questions? And fire away. We'll just talk a little bit about Patreon right now, just sort of what that is and why we're there. Patreon's just a way for people if they want to support our channel. Then there's perks involved and, just a little bit of things, to give back. We're working towards our first goal where we'll be doing monthly giveaways, and that's going to be open to everybody. So if you want to be a part of making that happen, then that's one way to do it.
Yep. So we were hoping to grow the channel, and we were hoping to. We're still hoping. We're hoping that it turns into something big. The race will help for that. We can't do a whole lot more without outside help. So we were gonna say if we could get Patreon support, then we wouldn't have to go sponsors. But for the race, I think we're gonna go get some sponsors. the Patreon thing is just the way to, for you guys. You guys do have to understand that there's a lot of hatred towards Patreon. It's like, wow, screw Patreon, but the YouTube channel is a lot of work, and it's actually coming out now with a lot of YouTubers. YouTube got into some trouble where they had some bad advertising, or they had some bad videos, and a lot of advertisers quit. So we are making about a quarter of what we were
in December.
December, yeah. So
and, you know, we'll adapt. We'll keep going. Patreon's just a way that we can also give back to you guys. So what we want to do with the giveaways is do that monthly, and that'll include everything from, you know, hopefully like light bars and stuff like that to tools and swag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Different tools.
And it pays for stuff like this. I just watched 6 cars drive over top of a GoPro, so it did not make it.
We're going through a lot of gear right now.
So,
a lot of cameras. I just bought 2. So in the mail.
Yeah. So here's I don't know if you guys see this. I got a card for Aaron, but this one's missing its lens already. So this one's just about broken. Yeah. So the Patreon helps support that. Keeps us afloat because we are losing money running the channel. Just it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. And Patreon is just a nice way to for you guys to help us out, and in turn we can help you guys out with some swag and some giveaways and stuff like that. So it goes both ways. We'll see what happens. If the sponsorships do work out really well, then what we're gonna do with Patreon is take that money and give it to the Truth for Teens charity. So his shop will hopefully be opening in about a month, and that will help a lot of walk-ins.
It'll just be another way that we're helping them, and you know, helping them do what they're doing with all the teens there.
Yep. And we're really aiming for a lot of walk-ins. So, and I said this last time too, that the walk-ins are actually really distracting for the shop, because I do want to take the time to chat with some people, but I do have to work too. It's really just me in the shop. So everybody stops in to take a tour through the shop. It really eats into my time. So I think visiting hours are now between 3 and 3:15, and you have to bring a coffee. So
let's get back to some questions here.
Yeah.
Love you guys are doing great work. Thank you. Watch you guys because you do great stuff, and to watch Canadian Pride. Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
We're taking great pride in that too. There's not a lot of Canadian content creators, especially now.
We're definitely going to be getting some Canadian tuxedos to go down to Florida for the race.
Show up with a huge accent, eh?
Maple syrup and bacon every day, poser.
What did Lucky Casta say? Where's the hers at?
Where's the hers?
The hers. Yeah. Is it hard to fix front main seal on a 12 valve?
No, just take the time and cover off, and then do your KDP at the same time. So there
do we
was
have a video on
yeah
that?
We do. There's a maintenance video on.
If you search on YouTube, I think it'll come up.
Yeah.
I'll put a link on this video after we're done here, and that's another thing to note, just so you guys know, when this is not live and it's just posted, I do go through and put all the chapters in with everybody's questions so that it's easy to find that. So I'll put that link in there. Is it hard? Oh, sorry. How do you get your Cummins specialty tools? Do you have any specialty tools?
No.
Do you have any philosophies about specialty tools?
It seems to be that I do a lot of one of everything and then never again. And not never again. I've had a lot of requests to do the same swap, and I have the opportunity not to, because something else happens, and I always get intrigued with something else. And if I was to get every single tool for every job that I've done, I'd have a lot of expensive tools that pretty much eat the profit of that job and then just sit there and not do anything. So I make a lot of my own tools. Just kind of, yeah. I don't know.
That's what we're kind of trying to hope to show people how to do that.
Yeah, just kind of use your ingenuity and come up with something and see, well, I can make that, and then make it. I have a lot of spare steel and pipe and tubing laying around. I've used coffee mugs as like presses to put seals in because it's just the right diameter. It's like, well, I hope I hope the coffee mug survives, and yep, you do what you gotta do.
Always Tim's cups.
What do you think of the ZF6 compared to the NV's 5600?
Yeah, Rich.
I don't even know much about the ZF6, honestly. That was the GM transmission, right? The standard transmission, and then the NV 5600. It's a good transmission, but only really necessary if you're doing a lot of pulling, because all it does is split another gear, I think, compared to the 4500. So, like, my truck, I went with 4500, one, because they're more available, and I don't pull all the time, so having 6 gears really isn't necessary, right? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I concur.
What is the best year Duramax to buy pre-emissions?
06, I believe.
I don't know, the 05's pretty good.
Yeah, it was more or less the same thing.
So we're going to wrap this up, I think, in the next 5 minutes or so. If you
Yep.
guys have more questions, get them in. So, Snap-on or Mac tools, and why?
You want to take this one?
I like the word snap.
When I first started out in the shop, the one guys had all Snap-on, and it was more of a bragging thing, not bragging, like an ego thing. He had 20 or 30 grand into his box easy, and he said if I could do it all again, I'd do it all with Mastercraft, because when it breaks, I still have to wait for the Snap-on truck to come in the driveway. And if he just left, well, if he was there the day before, he's got to wait 6 days for him to come back. Whereas he could go to town and get warranty on a socket or a ratchet right away. So for wrenches and ratchets and sockets, I would get Stanley or Husky or Westward or we have Craftsman. I have a Craftsman set that I bought from the Sears book, which no longer is around. But I don't regret that at all. And then I have some Mac and Snap-on, both tools, for the finicky tools, air tools, and torque wrenches and things like that I really depend on. But for the most part, don't go broke on your toolbox, because I can fix just about everything with a socket set from Canadian Tire. Don't get job mate. What tools do you have?
Pretty sure I have
Job mate.
Mastercraft?
No, you have job mate.
I have job mate.
Job mate.
Job mate.
John asks, if someone wanted to, would you let them work on their car with you? And don't forget the Tim Hortons. So if someone, I think, hired you to work on their car,
Yep.
and they wanted to work on it too.
The key thing is hired.
Yeah,
Sounds like trying to squeeze away in to get people to work on your car for free.
Yeah, I don't like it because it's distracting for the most part. There's not a whole lot that two guys can do on a car at the same time. And generally, if I have somebody else working in the shop, like Aaron, then he's on one job, I'm on something else. If we're both on the same thing, I have this thing, and it comes back to the construction, where if somebody's standing there not doing anything, it bothers me, because that's somebody's wasting their talent. So if both of us are working on a car and one of us is looking at the other one working, I get really irritated by that. And I think it's just because I know there's enough to do in the shop to keep everybody busy that working on the same thing, and having one guy fiddling his fingers doing nothing, it just irritates me the wrong way. So I don't like it. No, it's not going to happen. Maybe if you, like, I'd have to charge double the shop rate, maybe. So.
What kind of car is it?
That's
a big part of
like,
it.
if it was a nice supercar, I think I'd let you watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of work on the 12-valve auto transmission?
None at all. I have a good transmission rebuild shop. I take him to Action Transmission in Simcoe. He treats me very, very well. He knows those transmissions in and out. He has all the specialty tools because there's some things that you can't get away with specialty tools. Automatic transmissions, the only thing that I would really do is change the little servos in there and tranny filters, and that's about it. So.
I got some sharp teeth on a small machine. I will be
Nice.
in touch. I'd like to see the video.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Nice.
Since you're Canadian, have you ever used maple syrup
Yeah.
to put seals on?
I've used it for a lot more than that.
But, we are Canadian, but maple syrup's expensive.
It is.
It
Well,
is,
last year
yeah.
somebody stole an entire truck worth
I
of
know.
maple syrup.
Yeah.
It's almost like Canadians know how valuable
I know.
it is.
It's like we just
It's like
gently
liquid
pour it
gold.
on the pancakes and the waffles because we don't want too much on there. Yeah. So I use Vaseline. Vaseline works great too and is cheap.
Andrew Park will heed the advice on the snap-on or Mac tools.
Perfect. Yeah. The only way I would do Snap-on or Mac is buy somebody else's box that's getting out of the career and buy it for a quarter of what he paid for it. It's the only way I would do it.
CP3 or CP4?
I have no
for
idea.
LB7
I have no idea.
for early comedy. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well,
I think we're gonna
that's about
stop.
it, guys.
We have some other paperwork to do and figure out quick, and then it's back home again. Is it dark out already?
Yeah.
It's
Thanks a
extremely
lot for
dark
watching.
outside. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.
Check
We'll probably be unveiling the car in the next month or so. So
yeah.
Ford Tempo.
Ford Tempo. But we're gonna make it rear-wheel drive. That's what's gonna make it awesome.
No one will see it coming.
So check out DriveTribe. If you guys have your rides, put them up there. We'll put them on this episode next month.
Yeah, definitely want to see that right-hand drive GTO.
Yeah. So there you go. See you guys later.
Here's Michael.